Most stacking plans fail because they rely on motivation, but mine doesn't. It works because it's built around paydays, calendars, and the decision to show up every day, whether I feel like it or not. Good morning. It's today again. Welcome back to Joseph's Reserves. I'm Joseph, and I store 20% of my income in the form of rare coins and precious metals. Today, I want to talk you through my actual stacking plan for 2026. No predictions, no hype, just the system that I'm going to follow all year. Congratulations to Emmanuel for making it to the comments first on my last video. Thank you for the support. Guys, find Emmanuel down in the comments and start a conversation. Let's get right into my 2026 plan. Every plan needs a base layer. For me, the base is simple. I dollar cost average 20% of my income every paycheck. For me, that's weekly. So that purchase will include $1 face value every single week. Yep, every week, no matter the price, no matter the headlines. If it's Thursday, I'm buying. And of course, as soon as I say that, there's an exception to the rule. Today's Thursday, but my LCS is closed, and I got paid yesterday, so I already made this week's purchase. But I'm not waiting for dips. I don't chase runs. I don't try to time anything. This is what "it's today again" looks like in real life. It's choosing discipline over emotion every single week. Now here's where my plan gets really interesting. I usually get paid on Thursdays, and most months has 4 paychecks. I've decided to use these weeks to determine how I buy the $1 face value. First week, dimes. Second, quarters. Third, halves. And the fourth week, $1 coin. But some months have 5 weeks, and I treat that 5th Thursday differently. Any month with a 5th Thursday, I convert silver into at least 1/4 ounce of gold. I don't decide when to buy gold, the calendar decides. So in 2026, those 5th Thursdays happen in January, April, July, October, and December. 2026 starts on a Thursday and ends on a Thursday. So there's actually 53 times that I'm going to buy this year, and 5 of those are going to get me at least 1/4 ounce of gold. That means 5 built-in gold upgrades without stress, without guessing, without breaking my weekly rhythm. At least 1.25 ounces of gold in 2026. Alongside the bullion, I'm going to be filling my poucho with what I like to call aged cheddar. These are silver and gold coins that are at least 150 years old. In 2026, that means any coin from 1876 or older. Now, this is a small poucho, so I'm going to be realistic. I'm going to cap these at around the $50 size. This isn't about stacking weight. This is about carrying history. These coins have already survived wars, currency changes, generations of ownership, and I'm not trying to just flip them. I'm just the steward. These coins don't really belong to me, at least not in the way most things do. They've already outlived their first owners, their second, and probably a few after that. My job isn't to rush them, it's to preserve them, to care for them, to make sure that they're still here, intact, respected, and understood, and when it's time for someone else to take over, they will. That's how I think about generational wealth. That's not something to spend, but something to pass through your hands responsibly. Long after I'm gone, these coins will still exist, and whoever holds them next will add their own chapter to the story. For now, I'm just the steward. The next part of my plan is to rebalance my portfolio. My target ranges are to keep silver at 50 to 55%, gold between 40 and 45%, and I'm having a little bit of a play with platinum at 3 to 5%. When one metal runs up, I don't just celebrate, I rebalance. I'm going to be taking the profits off from that most recent run and putting it into what is now considered the undervalued asset. Since I'm already planning on regularly trading silver into gold this year, I'm mostly going to be looking at how my portfolio has changed after those trades. For example, silver and platinum have just recently run up faster than gold, so the GSR and the GPR have been coming down. Because of that, my ranges are signaling a trade into gold. However, I have a planned trade at the end of this month, so we'll take a look after that to see if I still need to trade more. In this way, it becomes simple. I'm not watching for a specific price. I'm not watching for a specific percentage of increase from a specific metal. I'm just looking at the value of the stack that I have and how it compares to each other and making decisions from there. In addition, as prices rise, it seems like the form becomes very important. For example, take a look at what has happened to the 100-gram gold bars. Once gold hit $3,000, a 100-gram bar passed over the $10,000 mark. In the United States, a transaction of over $10,000 has to be reported to the IRS. That means that even those who are capable of buying the 100-gram gold bars are now unwilling because of this IRS form. And I see something similar to this happening in silver very soon. Although it won't be with the actual IRS form, other than a 100-ounce bar after silver hits $100, I do see a bit of a psychological barrier. I believe that at some point when silver gets to a higher level, people are going to have a psychological block that is going to make 1 ounce silver a bit out of reach for some people. It seems like the 5 ounce and 10 ounce sizes has already become more unpopular. And although 1 ounce will never be unpopular, I believe that these fractional coins, the 10th ounce, quarter ounce, and half ounce, are about to become a whole lot more popular. So fractionals is my bullion focus this year. I'm going to be focusing on fractional silver. I do really enjoy the half ounce size, so I'll probably be stacking a whole lot more of that. And when it comes to gold, I'm really going to be focusing on the quarter ounce size and the 10th ounce size. Again, as gold starts to shoot up, I really believe that these are about to become the new standard size of gold. Well, I did mention that I already made this week's purchase yesterday, and this is what I picked up. These stacks right in front right here. I picked up 21 1/10 ounce Britannias and my dollar face in dimes. So here's a quick close-up of the 1/10 ounce Britannias. This one's from 2020. I just love the radial lines behind the Britannia and how small of a diameter they were able to make these coins. And yes, these are fractional coins. They're made by the UK and they're denominated 20 pence. So in the 1/10 ounce size, yes, still coins. Then we also have the dimes. I was able to pick up quite a few of these uncirculated looking 64 dimes. And I actually do have in here an uncirculated looking 1946. So I'll have to make sure I go to my book and look to see if that's an upgrade, but I'm almost certain that it is. Lastly, once making the decision to stack aged cheddar for my poucho, I've been noticing an increasing interest in the older silver. I've been starting to study some of the older coinage acts, and I really like what I'm learning. So I think I'm going to start building some old typesets, probably in a graded condition, but so far I have a whole lot of other stuff I'm focusing on, so that one might just sit on the back burner until I decide on an actual purchasing schedule. So this is the plan so far. 20% of my income as I get paid every week. That purchase will include $1 face value and the rest in fractional silver. When the price is right, I might get a 1 ounce. From there, I'm trading silver into gold on a regular schedule every time there's a 5th week in a month. And after that trade, I'm going to be reevaluating my portfolio to see if more trades are in order. I'm going to be on the lookout for old coins, some aged cheddar for my poucho, and I may buy some even older ones in a graded condition that live outside the pouch. So that's my plan. Will I stick to it for the entirety of 2026? Probably something very close to it. It might change and might flux around. Maybe I'll even add another metal to track like palladium or copper. But what won't change is that I store 20% of my income in the form of rare coins and precious metals. Why? Because it's today again. Just remember, every ounce adds up. So no matter how small, just keep stacking.